Yo, what's going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a great day. And in today's video, I ended up dropping a nuke in the COD Mobile Championship qualifiers. If you guys didn't know, COD Mobile came out with a COD Mobile Championship event, which has a prize pool of over $1 million. There's 4 stages to this. There's the solo qualifiers, which apparently could have ended up teaming up with people, which which a bunch of people did. There's also then there's the next stage, which is the team up stage, which you have to create your own team with the people that qualified and pass through those stages, and then there's the regional stage where I think you go between the top 10 or whatever amount of teams in the regions that are qualified. So I think it was North America, Europe, South America, Asia, and another one. And then there's the World Champion stage where I think there might be a land, but it might not happen due to the coronavirus, which I think will be delayed due to the virus, blocking out most events and everyone's on based on how everyone's on lockdown. But the good news on that is that most people, or not most people, sorry, not really, not most, but some places, there we go. Some places have started to lift their bans, not this week, but in a few weeks, which is good. But personally, I don't think it's still a good idea because some cases are still rising up. But enough of that. Let's go back to the video. I don't know why we're talking about the virus, but yeah. In this gameplay, you are gonna see me play passive a lot, only because I was trying to go for a nuke. Anyways, now that we're done with that part of the video of me explaining what I did and how I got the nuke and everything else, I'm gonna give you guys tips on how to drop a nuke. Most of you guys did enjoy my last video, which a lot of you guys requested. What I'm talking about is the movement video, and before that it was also the loadout video, which is why I'm deciding to do the nuke video on tips on how to get one, which is also another thing you guys are requesting. I personally found out that this is pretty much common sense, but the videos that are basically requested me the most are the ones that do really well, which is pretty common sense, like I said, but I didn't think it would do good, but if you guys want it, I'd be happy to make it for you guys. Anyways, the first tip on getting going for nuke is using small score streaks. I know in the video you guys can see in the bottom left that I was using a VTOL, Predator missile, and a Goliath, which are pretty big. The only reason I did that was because I didn't think I would actually get a nuke. I was just doing this to get those in-game rewards for the championship event. But yeah, first tip is to use small score streaks. These include counter UAV, and RCXD. I would use those 3 main ones because RCXD could shock people, which could give you a free kill. The counter UAV can block people from knowing where you are or where you're shooting from, and the UAV helps you track enemies down if they don't have ghost on. The second tip I would give you guys is playing passive. You guys are going to see in this video a lot that I'm playing really passive and not playing as aggressive as I would play usually. The reason for that is because the more I play passive, the more the higher chance I have of not dying, which means my score streak, my kill streak won't reset, and then I won't have to get 20 kills all over again to get a nuke. So yeah, that's the second tip. Also, with that being said, don't be afraid to go out for those aggressive kills if you know and are 100% confident in getting those. I know you guys might think of it as the tip I gave you, the passive one, as a way to only camp, but trust me, if you guys can see right now, I'm trying to play really aggressive to get those few kills. If you need to do that, by all means, go for it. As long as you guys are confident in your skill, you guys can get it, anything. You guys can see that. Oh wait, never mind, it wasn't that kill, but some of my kills got stolen to the point where I thought I wasn't gonna do it because of how far I was pushing. But anyways, that was the second tip. The third tip I can give you guys is have support from your teammates. What I mean by this is make sure you guys are really close to your teammates. I know this is gonna sound bad, but you can possibly use them as bait. As you guys can see in the video, I actually got it at that moment in the video. But yeah, I know it sounds bad that I'm saying to use them as bait, but using them as bait is probably one of the best things you can do because you can get a free kill by getting the refrag. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend this if you're in a VC with anyone because it will get them mad, or it will seem like a bad move, but it's 100% worth it, trust me. The fourth tip I can give you guys is to use a versatile weapon. By this, I mean that you guys have to use a weapon that is both good at long range, mid range, and maybe even close range. The top 3 weapons that I recommend using for this description are, in order by the way, AKS, the PDW, and the BK57. Near the end of this video, or even the gameplay itself, I will be adding the 3 class loadouts that you guys should use if you guys want to drop a nuke. All 3 of these class loadouts are both good for being passive and aggressive, so just take that in mind. Anyways, the reason these guns are good is because they are both good at long range, close range, and even mid range. The BK is, a bit exceptional with close range depending on how you play it. As you guys know, the BK did get a nerf, not a nerf, sorry, a buff during this update, so the accuracy of it is really good now. So I pretty much think it's one of the most broken guns in the game at the moment because it works well with literally any sort of range. So yeah, that's my reasoning behind that. The last and final tip I can give you guys is to have proper tunnel vision. The term having proper tunnel vision is basically being aware of your surroundings when you're focusing on one thing. For example, let's say you are in the middle of a gunfight, right? And you basically get the guy low. You try and focus all your power towards that one guy, but you're not aware of your other surroundings, which could end up getting you killed. Anyways, now that I am done talking about the tips, let's get on with the 3 class loadouts that I recommend for getting a nuke. Up first, we have the AKS. The AKS is one of those guns that is good at all ranges. This basically means it's good at long range, close range, and mid range. It's basically a versatile gun. The attachments I recommend for this is Quick Draw, which increases the aiming speed, foregrip, which reduces recoil while aiming down the sights, and Extend Mag, which means it increases magazine capacity. The secondary weapon that I recommend using for this class is either the pistol or the SMRS. SMRS helps take down enemy UAVs, counter UAVs, VTOLs, stealth choppers, even kills enemies. Both are really good, choices to use. The operator skill I recommend using is probably the Death Machine. The War Machine did get a nerf during this update, but you can also use the Annihilator, which is also a really good choice. It basically auto-locks and is a one-shot revolver. For the lethal, I recommend using the Frag Grenade. For the tactical, I recommend using the Trophy System. For the Red Prick, I recommend using Lightweight, which means sprinting speed is increased by 10% and fall damage is greatly reduced. For the Green Prick, I recommend using Toughness, which means flinch when being shot is reduced by 60%. And for the Blue Prick, I recommend using Dead Silence, which means your movement's silent, which means no one can hear you from a headset or even earbuds. Coming up at number 2, it's the PDW. The PDW is also one of those guns which is good at all ranges, such as short, long, and mid, but it does not beat the RUS when it comes to long range battles. For attachments, I would recommend using Quick Draw, foregrip, and laser sight, which is an attachment that is used for hip firing, which is hence why it says increases accuracy. This brings back memories from the hipfire days when I think it was season 1, 2, and Australian and Canadian beta. That's the only reason why I use it. It's also a good chance for you to spray and pray, which is actually really good when you try it out, trust me. For the secondary, I recommend using the MW11 or the SMRS. For the operator skill, I recommend using Death Machine, not War Machine. For the lethal, I recommend using the Frag Grenade. For the tactical, I recommend using Trophy System. And the perks are the same as the RUS ones, Lightweight, Toughness, and Dead Silence, which is the blue perk. The last and final gun I would recommend for getting nukes is the BK57. The BK57 is good at long range and mid range. Because of the buff it did get this update, I also think it's also a great close range weapon. The reason why is because it did get an accuracy buff, which means, you can basically hit fire even more while using this gun. So for attachments, I recommend using Quick Draw, foregrip, and fast reload. Secondary, either the MW11 or the SMRS. For the operator skill, you can use any. I still would recommend using Death Machine. For the lethal, a sticky grenade or frag grenade. For the tactical, Trophy System. For the perks, I recommend using Agile, which means the object command stealing speed is increased and the aim time weapons after sprinting is reduced. It basically means after you're done running or sprinting, your aiming speed gets increased. For the second perk, I recommend using Toughness. And then the third perk, Dead Silence, as you guys know what that already means. Anyways, I hope you guys do enjoy the video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and sub. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.